This video is made possible thanks to our Patreons. If you would like to have your story turned into a video or a story written especially for you, be sure to take a look. Enjoy. The chime of the school bell marked the end of another grueling day for Stuart. As he slung his backpack over his shoulder and adjusted his glasses, he took a deep breath, bracing himself for the gauntlet that was the school corridor. The walk from his classroom to the school gate was always the most dreaded part of his day. In the echoing hallways, it wasn't the sound of his classmates' voices that reverberated through his ears. It was their cruel laughter. "Hey, Four Eyes!" A voice sneered from behind him. Stuart didn't need to turn around to know who it was. Byron, the school's star athlete, had made it his life's mission to remind Stuart of his place in the school's social hierarchy. Byron and his friends surrounded Stuart, like a pack of wolves eyeing their prey. "I heard you scored the highest in the math test again," Byron mocked, snatching Stuart's glasses and passing them around his group. "Maybe you should teach us, Professor." Stuart tried to keep his voice steady. "Give them back, Byron." But Byron wasn't done. "Why don't you use those big brains of yours to find them?" He laughed, tossing the glasses high into the air. They landed on the ground. Lenses cracked, frames bent. Stuart's heart sank. Those glasses were his only connection to clarity in this blurry world, and now they were gone. But he wouldn't let Byron see him cry. "Thanks," he said sarcastically, picking up the broken pieces. "I needed a new pair anyway." Byron chuckled. "Always the optimist, huh? See you tomorrow, genius." He sauntered away, leaving Stuart alone in the corridor. The whispers and giggles of other students filled the hallway as Stuart tried to navigate his way out. Everything was a blur, but he had memorized the path from countless days of this routine. He could feel the weight of the world pressing down on him, but he pressed on. All he wanted was to go home. When Stuart reached his house, his mother immediately noticed the redness in his eyes and the absence of his glasses. "Again," she whispered, pulling him into a tight embrace. Stuart nodded, trying to hold back tears. "I can't keep doing this, Mom. Every day it's the same. I don't fit in there," she sighed, stroking his hair. "I've been thinking, sweetie, maybe it's time for a change." Stuart looked up, confused. "What do you mean?" "Your Aunt Amanda called yesterday," she began. "She runs that modeling agency in the city. She's been saying for a while now that you should come stay with her. A change of scenery, new people. It might be good for you." Stuart hesitated. The big city and a modeling agency? That was worlds away from his life here. "I don't know, Mom." She cupped his face. "Stuart, you deserve so much more than this. You deserve happiness. Give it a chance." Stuart took a deep breath, thinking about the endless torment at school, the broken glasses, the feeling of not belonging. Maybe this was his chance to find a place where he truly fit in. "Okay," he whispered. "I'll go." His mother smiled, relief evident in her eyes. "It's going to be a new beginning for you." Little did Stuart know just how much of a new beginning it would truly be. The city was a stark contrast to the small town Stuart was accustomed to. Towering skyscrapers, the constant hum of traffic, and the vibrant energy of people moving with purpose. Aunt Amanda's apartment was situated on the 23rd floor of a sleek, modern building, offering a panoramic view of the city's skyline. Aunt Amanda was a tall, graceful woman with a commanding presence. Her success in the modeling world was evident from the numerous accolades and framed magazine covers that adorned the walls of her home. But behind her stern exterior was a woman of warmth and understanding. She had always been close to Stuart's mother and knew all about the challenges Stuart faced in school. "Stuart!" she exclaimed, wrapping him in a tight embrace. "It's been too long. Look at you, all grown up." Stuart chuckled. "It's good to see you, Aunt Amanda." She led him to the living room where they sat on plush sofas. "I've heard about the tough time you've been having at school," she began gently. "I want you to know that while you're here, you're safe. This is a place where you can be yourself, without any judgment." Stuart's eyes welled up with tears. "Thank you, Aunt Amanda. It's just I've always felt like I'm trapped in the wrong body. I'm always getting picked on for the way I look, dress. I don't know what to do anymore. Amanda looked at him with understanding. Stuart, life is too short to live in misery. I might have something that could help. She walked over to a cabinet and retrieved a small bottle filled with shimmering vitamins. These, she began, are very special vitamins I acquired from an old friend. It's magical in a way. They will help you with everything you're dealing with. Stuart's eyes widened in astonishment. How are vitamins going to help me? Amanda smiled. Don't worry about that for now. Just try it. You will feel wonderful. Amanda handed him the bottle. Once you eat this, you'll start to notice changes. It's a gradual process, but in a few days, you'll be a completely different person. Stuart hesitated for a moment, then took some vitamins. It tasted sweet and warm, sending a tingling sensation throughout his body. Amanda smiled. Remember, no matter what, you are loved. I'm here for you, every step of the way. Over the next few days, Stuart began to notice changes. His voice grew softer, his features more delicate, and his body started to transform. What is going on? Stuart asked Amanda. Don't you feel a lot better? She asked. Yes, I do. I feel wonderful, but my body, what is happening? Just a little side effect, Stuart. No need to worry. Your shape might look a bit different, but at the same time you look beautiful, right? I guess so, Stuart sighed. Weeks went by and Stuart's body took shape of a girl, smooth skin and round curves. I know these are a side effect of the vitamins, but why do I look so feminine? Stuart asked his aunt. Don't you get it, Stuart? Amanda pronounced proudly. You turned into a girl. Deep down, Stuart already knew the answer, but it still shocked him a bit. Why a girl? Well, it's simple. When you return to school, nobody knows who you are. All the negative features that caused the bullying are gone, replaced with a wonderful girl. Besides, now that you already have a body like this, there is really no way of going back. Amanda was right. Even if Stuart wore his old clothes, his body wouldn't let it fit. I guess you're right, Auntie. Maybe this will really help me. He felt good in the moment, but this made him look forward to the future. Maybe, just maybe, his life would become better as a girl. With Aunt Amanda's help, he also got a new wardrobe with a lot new girly clothes. The only remnant of his past was the pair of glasses he still wore, a reminder of the journey he had undertaken. Amanda also suggested a new name, one that would signify his transformation and new beginning. Stuart chose Stacy. Stacy grew more comfortable in her new skin. With Amanda's guidance and support, she learned to navigate the challenges of her new identity, always remembering that the essence of who she was remained unchanged. The city, with its anonymity and acceptance, provided the perfect backdrop for Stacy to start anew. But she knew that the real test would come when she returned to school and faced her past head-on. The city, with its shimmering lights and pulsating energy, was a haven for Stacy. With Aunt Amanda by her side, she was introduced to a world she had never known. But with every new experience, there were challenges she hadn't anticipated. The modeling world was a maze of flashing cameras, haute couture, and fierce competition. Aunt Amanda, with her years of experience, navigated it with finesse. But for Stacy, who was just finding her footing, it was overwhelming. While the city was accepting, the world of modeling had its own set of standards and expectations. The pressure to look a certain way, the constant scrutiny, and the need to always be on was taxing. One evening, after a particularly grueling photo shoot, Stacy found herself sitting in front of a vanity mirror, tears streaming down her face. She was draped in an exquisite gown, her face a canvas of intricate makeup, but she felt lost. The reflection staring back at her was unfamiliar. Aunt Amanda walked in, her face etched with concern. "Stacy, what's wrong?" Stacy wiped away her tears. "It's just, I thought that by becoming a woman, everything would fall into place, but it's so hard. I feel like I'm constantly trying to prove myself, to fit into this world." Aunt Amanda took a seat beside her. Being a woman, Stacy, is about more than just appearances. It's about strength, resilience, and embracing who you are, flaws and all. You've taken a brave step, but it's natural to feel overwhelmed. Womanhood isn't a destination, it's a journey. Stacy looked up. But how do I navigate it? I feel like I'm drowning. Aunt Amanda smiled gently, one step at a time. You don't have to have all the answers now. Just be true to yourself, listen to your heart, and remember you're not alone. I'm here, and so are many others who care about you. As the days turned into months, Stacy grew more confident. She learned to embrace her insecurities, to celebrate her victories, no matter how small. And with each challenge she faced, she emerged stronger, more resilient. Aunt Amanda watched with pride. You've come so far, Stacy. I always knew you had it in you. Stacy hugged her. Thank you, Aunt Amanda, for everything. As the end of her stay in the city approached, Stacy knew she had to face her past. She had grown in ways she hadn't imagined, but her biggest test awaited her back in her hometown. The sun shone a little brighter, and the town seemed to buzz with a unique vibrancy as Stacy made her way through the streets she once knew so well. Each step was a blend of familiarity and a new perspective. Her first day back at school was nothing short of a spectacle. Her entrance into the hallway was like a scene from a movie. With every step she took, she could feel a wave of murmurs, gasps, and whispers. Girls admired her chic city attire, making mental notes to ask for fashion tips later. Boys sneaked glances, whispering to their friends how she looked familiar, but they couldn't tell where from. Did you see her shoes? They're straight out of a fashion magazine, one girl remarked. She's got that city glow, a boy commented, not so subtly trying to catch Stacy's attention. Stacy's locker, previously a nondescript spot in the corridor, had become a hub of activity. Handwritten notes filled with compliments, party invites, and even a few anonymous love letters found their way inside. Girls wanted to be her friend, and boys vied for a moment of her attention. Stacy was pretty unaware of all this, unaware of how good she was looking because all she could think about was the fact that nobody was bullying her. That was even more impressive than her beauty. During lunch, Stacy sat at a table and a group of boys and girls introduced themselves. Stacy was shocked. Almost all of them were her old bullies. But instead of bullying, they wanted to hang out, become friends, enjoy life. Previously, she had often sat alone or with a select few. Now there was a daily scramble for a seat next to her. One day, during a spontaneous jam session in the school's courtyard, Stacy showcased her singing talent. A group had gathered, with a few boys strumming guitars. Encouraged by her friends, Stacy sang a popular tune, her voice melodious and captivating. The boys, especially, were in awe. Rumors began to circulate about a potential band formation with Stacy as the lead vocalist. Her artistic and musical talents weren't the only things that garnered attention. Stacy's knowledge of city trends led to her starting a small fashion club in school. Both girls and boys joined, eager to learn from Stacy's unique perspective. From DIY fashion hacks to discussions on the latest trends, the club became a hit, further elevating Stacy's status. The pinnacle of her newfound popularity came during the school's annual sports event. The cheerleading team, spotting her dancing during rehearsals, begged her to join. Stacy not only joined, but choreographed a routine that was a blend of traditional cheerleading and contemporary dance she learned from her aunt. On the day of the event, as she led the squad, both boys and girls from opposing teams cheered for her, mesmerized by her grace and energy. Yet, amidst the sea of new faces and admirers, Stacy's thoughts occasionally wandered to a particular face from the past. Byron. Their paths hadn't crossed since her return, but the memories of their shared history lingered. She braced herself for their inevitable encounter, wondering how their dynamic would unfold in this new chapter of her life. The school's annual winter ball was the most awaited event of the year. The gymnasium was transformed into a winter wonderland, adorned with twinkling lights, shimmering fabrics, and a snowflake-laden stage. As the night approached, there was a palpable excitement in the air. Stacy chose a simple yet elegant blue dress for the occasion. Paired with her signature glasses and a confident stride, she entered the venue, drawing admiring glances from all corners. But amidst the thrum of the music and the chatter of her peers, Stacy's thoughts were elsewhere. The memory of Byron and their shared past weighed on her mind. As the night progressed, Stacy was pulled onto the dance floor by friends and admirers alike. She danced with grace and joy, lost in the rhythm of the music. However, a familiar voice interrupted her reverie. "May I have this dance?" Stacy turned to find Byron, looking dapper in a black suit, extending his hand. His eyes held a mixture of nervousness and sincerity. Gone was the angry demeanor, replaced by a more mature and thoughtful expression. Taking a deep breath, Stacy accepted. As they began to dance, an unspoken understanding passed between them. Byron cleared his throat. "Stacy, I've wanted to talk to you ever since you came to this school. We really should get something to drink someday. I want to learn everything about you." The music shifted to a slower tune, and the two continued to dance, lost in their shared memories and the new connection forming between them. As the night wore on, they found a quiet corner to continue their conversation. They spoke about their dreams, aspirations, and the journeys they had undertaken. Byron had spent the summer volunteering at a youth camp, helping kids build self-confidence. This was totally not what Stacy was expecting. Could he have changed? As the night drew to a close, Byron took a deep breath. "Stacy, would you consider going on a date with me?" Stacy paused, contemplating the offer. She had undergone a tremendous journey of self-discovery and transformation. Smiling, she replied, "Let's start with coffee." The winter ball marked the beginning of a new chapter for both Stacy and Byron. Funny how everything turned out. Amanda was right all along. Life would become better. Stacy wasn't sure if she really would date Byron after all he had done to her in the past. But one coffee couldn't hurt, right? Thanks for watching. Be sure to check out Patreon for a lot more content and early access to YouTube videos.